What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video I'm back to talk about the new Absolute A-Force team and what you can expect from these characters. Are they going to be good for Crucible? Are they going to be good for Alliance Wars? Can you make one team or can you make actually two teams? So we're gonna take a look at their new kits and how they are going to influence the meta, specifically of Cosmic Crucible, but we're also going to talk about Alliance Wars and how you can possibly make two very solid teams for you to use on offense and also for you to use on defense. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Now, we're going to take a look at some infographics from Benny Westside. You can find this on Instagram. And Kahhori is going to be the main piece of this team. She's going to be the new character. She's like super OP. She's even more OP than the leaks from Boylan, which is actually impressive. And something that is remarkable is her passive. Fill the speed bar for self by 200%. This is absolutely insane, And on top of that, she also applies expose, and she also does piercing damage to the character with the highest focus. So this is going to be absolute massive, specifically in Cosmic Crucible. Yes, because that team that you have with Annihilators plus Super Scroll, well, guess what? They need a hero character to be on that team to maximize the full potential of Super Scroll. And she's Cosmic. If you take a look at her, she's Hero Cosmic. So if you have her together with Silver Surfer and Super Scroll, you'll have two heroes, two villains. They cannot be affected by vulnerabilities because of Annihilators, and Super Scroll is just going to obliterate. But guess what? She's also going to obliterate. Let's try to understand exactly how our kit is going to work, because this kit is really insane. So once again, on spawn, she's going to get 200% speed bar, and she's going to apply expose to the enemy with the highest focus, the enemy controller. While this character is about 50% health, it cannot gain slow, and the focus and damage of this character can only be reduced by offense down. Enemies with expose have their revive lowered by 100%, and this is very important because usually people use Old Man Logan and the Mercenaries against that Annihilator Scroll team. So Scopely is actually boosting the Annihilator Scroll team with this character. After that, she has a bunch of war buffs: stop assist, stop barrier, stop charge and stealth. So these are all mechanics that the Mercs for Money have. So Kahhori as a whole, she's going to pretty much destroy Mercs for Money in Cosmic Crucible and also in Alliance Wars. In Cosmic Crucible alone, she's going to be massive. Now, once again, she has the 200% speed bar, and she's going to do a basic on the first turn, which is nice because she's going to give charges for a chargeable Absolute A-Force, including the new Miss Marvel and also Wasp. And after that, she's going to do her ultimate. So think about it. You spawn the match, you do your basic, and then you do the ultimate. And if you see here on the ultimate, fill the speed bar by 100%. So that means that you're going to get another turn on top of that. So you're going to get 3 turns back to back with this character, and she's not playing around. So attack primary target and adjacent targets for piercing damage and apply defense down for 2 turns, heal block for 2 turns, zero up for 2 turns, and trauma for 2 turns. So she's going to pretty much obliterate right away any team that does not have safeguard and immunity on spawn, which is going to be a big deal. And even if you have safeguard, she's going to do double damage. So 500% piercing times 2 against characters with safeguard. So Kahhori is not just a war character. She's going to absolutely change the meta, probably change the arena meta, probably change Crucible meta. Crucible meta is for sure, like, if there is a character that you should invest your power cores in, this is the character. It's not Ancient One, it's not Emma Frost, it's not whatever else. This is the character that you really want to spend your power cores on, because she's going to obliterate. Like, she's next level insane, even worse than Castle or Spider Weaver ever were, because 3 turns back to back, that means you will be able to destroy entire teams before they even take their first turn. So keep that in mind. That's also going to change the paradigm of the Crucible defense, because with a character like this in-game, you cannot keep your Illuminati on defense. You need to move your Illuminati from defense to offense to counter this kind of character on defense. Okay, so once again, first turn basic, second turn ultimate to multiple targets, piercing damage, defense down, heal, block, disrupt, and trauma, obliteration right away, and then you have the special, and you're gonna be able to do the special right after you do the ultimate, because yes, it doesn't start with full energy, but you can get this energy very fast with all these turns. Clear all barrier, additional 250% piercing damage to all enemies plus drain. This attack deals double damage against characters with safeguard, so they're already expecting us to face them with safeguard and probably with Illuminati or something else. Flip 5 positive effects into negative effects on all enemies. Apply offense down, heal, block, bleed for 1 turn to all enemies. And this is, remember, she already applied trauma to some of those targets already. If the character does not have any positive effects, also applies trauma. So yeah, she has 2 effects that apply trauma, absolutely insane. Apply expose to all support enemies. Once again, remember that she is going to attack the focus enemy with controller. So that's going to be your Hank Pym and your Black Panther Shuri. And then she's going to redistribute the health for self and now absolute A-Force allies. But if you use her on the Super Scroll Annihilator's team that I was mentioning, well, she's going to be by herself, right? So her health stays pretty much the same. So once again, this character is absolutely busted, absolutely busted. If there is a character that you want to spend power cores on, this is the one, because right away she's going to change all the metas in regards to Alliance Wars, Cosmic Crucible, and like I said, even Arena, possibly Arena, because there is nothing right now that stops all this speed bar on spawn. Because I think she will go way faster than Mephisto. I think that will be the case. She's just on another level, like 3 turns back to back. I think that's pretty much insane. Okay, so attack primary target with piercing damage, does drain, steals health, and she also applies charges to the team. She also applies expose, and if it does not have exposed, she applies blind, and she flips positive effects into negative effects. Like, this character is absolutely busted. For sure, she's going to be a striker. She also prolongs the positive effects on herself by 1. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want. You have all-in-one character. It's pretty much all-in-one character, absolutely busted. And like I said, she's definitely gonna change the meta. She's more legendary than the Shadow King, and that's very concerning, because it means like mythical characters, legendary characters really don't have any value. And she's going to one-shot Odin before even he has a turn. So there is a big problem with Odin being one-shotted right away by other characters that are not this powerful, like Lady S Striker. So this is going to make the problem even worse. Odin is going to be absolute dog shit, more than he already is, where it is in Alliance Wars, where it is in Cosmic Crucible. Okay, let's move on to the next character. Not as much hype as this one, but we have Miss Marvel Classic, and we have Benny Westside representing Miss Marvel. Now, this is where things start to change, and this is where we might understand that maybe we are not supposed to do 1 team out of this, but maybe 2 teams out of this, like we did with Sinister Six, because this Miss Marvel on spawn, she'll spawn with 5 charges, and as long as she has charges, she's going to be able to taunt and have a bunch of buffs. But this is just in Alliance Wars. That's it. Now, in other game modes, you could still use Kahhori, and because she has no energy, the AI will make her start with a basic, and the basic will give charges to Miss Marvel. But I'm not sure if it's going to be the optimal option, like we have, because we have other combos that are much better for Crucible. Don't get me wrong, it's still going to be useful, just not as useful and much more easy to counter, right? Because if you have Miss Marvel and Kahhori, then straight up Cabal can destroy that team, which is not great, right? That's not what we want. But this is going to be, once again, a good option for a second team for Alliance Wars. If this character has charged, heal self and ally force allies by 10%, flip bleeds, and clear to negative effects, and then lose 1 charge. As long as she has charge, she's going to gain a taunt. While this character has charge, trauma cannot be applied to this character. cannot gain trauma, heal block, disrupt, defense down, slow, and stun. And that's why Kahhori goes so fast, because she can apply all these things after to Miss Marvel. In war, while this character is charged, gain a 25% damage reduction and 1000% resistance. While this character is charged, clear taunt from this character, clear negative effects from self and absolute A-Force allies, and gain offense up, speed up, and counters. Now, I'm not sure if this is super good, because we could benefit of using, together with this team, Nico Minoru and Jessica Jones. Nico Minoru, she's going to apply Safeguard to the character with the highest health, which should be Miss Marvel. And we also have that we get speed bar for Jessica Jones if she's an ally. And we also have speed up on spawn for all A-Force allies. So this is going to be a huge deal, right? And this is why I have to decide, okay, am I going to use the new characters and the reworked characters, or am I going to split them in two teams to make the most out of it? And with Jessica Jones, we have more health, more armor, more resistance. So you could possibly use this character. For example, Jessica Jones, Nico Minoru. I'm not even sure, because one are offense, others are defense. So if you use the three new characters plus Nico Minoru and Jessica Jones, you have like the best offensive team that you can make. But if you want to split them in two, then you have to be a little bit more careful. You have to really play around with those passives, because it's not going to be as easy to make the most out of it. Is there some synergies between Captain Marvel and the new Miss Marvel? There is a possibility of that, especially because she has the Kree tag. Maybe even Ultimus is going to be relevant with these characters, because Ultimus, he also gives buffs to non-minion Krees, and Captain Marvel and the new Miss Marvel will also be Kree. Okay, let's go back to their kit. Let's take a look at the ultimate. The ultimate is a little bit unfortunate, and that's why I think this might be like a very powerful Alliance Wars defensive team on specific situations, if you can match up a few good characters with them. So attack primary target for 500%, apply defense down, heal block for 2 turns. The damage of these characters increased by 50% per charge, but this is damage multiplier, this is not base damage. So what's going to increase is this number right here. So instead of 550, you are doing like 800% damage. So keep that in mind. It's a huge difference if the D is small or big. Clear all negative effects from self and all allies. They don't have to be A-Forces, so that's why we're talking about Ultimus, Philavel, and different other characters. Heal self and all absolute A-Force allies for 40% of these characters' max health. Apply 1 regeneration, 1 defense up, immunity, safeguard, and so on. For those characters, I'm assuming it's a little bit hard to understand if it's for the entire team or if it's just for herself. The semantics are not very easy. This attack cannot be blocked or dodged in Alliance Wars, great. And then we have the special, attack primary targets for 350, plus drain, heal self and all A-Force allies. So once again, it does not have to be absolute A-Force. And apply to evades and to regeneration. Once again, we don't know if it's for the entire team or not. The semantics, in my opinion, are a little bit confusing. Finally, we have the basic, attack primary target, apply defense up and regeneration to the most injured absolute A-Force character that does not have defense up. In Alliance Wars, heals the entire team. So you can use her, once again, this is another character that you can use as a striker, and that means the other characters that we have to use, they have to be raiders or something completely different, because you need to make sure that you have enough vulnerabilities for these characters. Let's move on to the next character, Medusa. And I'm very excited about Medusa. First off, she's going to be Cosmic Bio, and she's Inhuman, so you can use her together with Illuminati instead of Mr. Fantastic. And she's going to get all the buffs from Black Bolt, and Black Bolt is also going to buff her, which is actually massive. So she's going to get 50% more health, 50% more resistance with the Black Bolt, and that's great because, well, she already has insane stats. Now, in terms of the buffs on spawn, she's not great. Enemies cannot gain evade, enemies cannot gain death proof. This is here because it really helps Black Bolt. The Black Bolt passive, the ping that he does, many times it gets bypassed by evades and death proofs, and like this, it will not be the case. So Black Bolt together with her will be much better. In Alliance Wars, enemies cannot spawn with defense up or speed up. In Alliance Wars, Protector and Blasters cannot gain charges. In Alliance Wars, enemy protectors cannot spawn with safeguard in Alliance Wars, lower the damage and resistance of the enemies by 80% in Alliance Wars, the speed of this character and A-Force allies will be additional 10%. So, I mean, this tells you that right away she's a massive plug-and-play character. You can use her with A-Force or you can use her with Illuminati, which is great. I think having those options is actually great for this character. Now, in terms of her kit is very, very powerful. So, turn 1, she's going to start with a special, attack primary target for 600% piercing, and her damage is very, very high. She has higher damage than all the new characters, so that's actually insane. So 600% piercing, it's really gonna hurt. On top of that, she gains 60% crit, and if she's together with Black Bolt, she gains 60% crit damage. Bro, like, she's gonna be like the best raider ever. She's gonna be an absolute monster as a raider. And if you have Black Bolt also as a raider, his pings are going to hurt as well. Characters killed by this character cannot be revived. This character ignores defense up and attacks cannot be blocked or dodged. Absolute yikes. Now, in terms of the basic is not very good. It does just piercing damage and it will repeat the attack once. That's it. So I guess Raider, that's it, nothing special. But then we have the ultimate. Attack primary target to send targets for more piercing damage, gain 20% damage per positive effect and negative effect on the primary target. So this is going to be a massive nuke, but once again remember that this is damage multiplier, not a base damage. This attack will gain 60% crit plus additional 60% crit damage if Black Bolt is an ally. This is absolutely insane. Like, she's gonna shred in a way that we have not seen before. This is probably the second most important character on the absolute A-Force the team, because she has the most synergies with other characters as well. So I think it's gonna be absolutely massive. And she's definitely the second that you have to prioritize over Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is kind of boring, let's be honest. She can do some stuff, but nothing too crazy. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the reworks really quick. Yeah, forget about them. Yeah, nothing special about the reworks. Just a little bit more damage multipliers and whatever else. Really nothing special. They really went to sleep. People were saying that they made their kit on a Friday and they just wanted to leave. So they updated the stats and that's it. And I believe it's true. And this is a big problem with Marvel Strike Force, is that they need to have more reasonable reworks. And this is not the case. So, I mean, can you do stuff with her? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. We have to wait and see. I don't see a lot of value, especially because their speed is so low outside of Alliance Wars. So I would not expect much from this character. And for Wasp, it's not much better, but it's better because she spawns with charges, and based on how many charges she has, she's going to get dodge chance. And if she has dodge chance, maybe she'll stay alive. And I think she's still super slow. I mean, 1 and 12, it's, oh my god, it's dreadful. And she also has stun. That's it. That's the best value that she has for her, is the stun. 30% turn rewind, that's okay, nothing special. And then additional damage to all enemies. So this is why maybe you should make 2 teams. I think one team with Captain Marvel, and the reworked characters, plus the old Captain Marvel, this one in game, plus maybe some other characters, Spider-Woman or something like that. Maybe you can make a strong defensive team out of that, because yeah, these reworked characters don't really have a lot of value, and Captain Marvel on herself also does not have a lot of value. So once again, focus on Kahhori. Let's be honest, Kahhori is a character that really matters. If you are free to play, make sure you save some power cores for her to try to unlock her early, because she's gonna be massive change for the meta. And in my opinion, the second best character is going to be Medusa, because of how flexible she is and the synergies that she can have with other characters like Black Bolt, Illuminati, and so on, for other hero characters as well. Okay guys, so that's going to be the video. Make sure you'll be on the lookout for A-Force. I'm expecting them to come next week after the Shadow King trials. And like I said, this is going to be a massive meta change, because these characters' kits are just so amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Mouse Strike Force content. And I will catch you guys later.